Hello, today is Talking Tuesday and I'm Deann, and I like to talk about the person that I admire, and that's my mother. This year she turns 81, and there's a lot of things that I think she has accomplished over the years, and to this day she's still going. I remember when we were young, I don't remember ever having no food on the table, and we lived near I-40 in Manolito, and her mother passed on when she was still in her teenage years, so her older siblings mostly raised her, plus my grandfather. She had a first marriage where my sister after me and myself were from that marriage, and the marriage wasn't what she wanted because of the violence that was involved, the physical violence, the abuse. So she left my father, and then she married my stepfather, who I think they had an ideal marriage. And from that marriage, she had 5 more children, so there was a total of 5 of us, or 7 of us actually. And the thing that I remember about her is how she's always giving, and how she never got angry with us, how she never spanked us, how she always keeps track of us. Even to this day, at the age that we are, she still follows up with us on a weekly basis to see what we're doing. And my father, both of my father and my stepfather, they passed on, and she raised us older kids by herself. The things that pass out in my mind that I remember is when we were young, there's maybe like about 5 of us or 6 of us, how she used to take us all into town with my parents. Both of them used to take us all into town. We didn't have a transportation. We used to hitchhike on I-40 coming into town, and the main reason why we came into town was to get groceries. And I'm not sure why nobody ever babysat for her, but we all end up going into town with her, and we make a day of it. And about 10:30 at night, we would catch the last bus going westbound on the trailways, and to pass the time, we would go to the movies at the Chief Theater, the old Chief Theater, and we would buy groceries first and then go to the movies. And by the time we catch the bus, I-40, to our house, it was like maybe 3/4 of a mile. And my parents would be each of them would be carrying one sleeping child and a bag of groceries, and the rest of us would help by carrying lighter loads of groceries. And we all walked behind them, one up front and one in the back. And we never used to make any noises. That's another thing that I'm amazed that we learned, to keep silent when we're told to do so. And we were like those chickens and ducks, where she would say, "Get over here," and we all run and stand next to her. We never argue. We wandered. We never made noises when she told us not to. And when we used to on the main street, when we used to go walking, we all be holding hands and walking behind them like those ducks, chickens. And sometimes I'll see kids today at maybe the grocery stores, and some of them would be crying and trying to get away from their parents. Those are the types of things that we never did. We just mind our parents. And then as we got older, we finally did get a vehicle, even though there were old vehicles that sometimes keep breaking down. And our days going to town change. We used to have a picnic where the old community center used to be at, under those trees. We used to go to Joe Plaza's store and buy rotisserie chicken, which I thought was the best that was made in Gallup. And then we get some slices of bologna and head cheese and lettuce, chips, those cream puffs. Those were our treats. And we have a picnic. And I believe we led a sheltered life. My parents never argued in front of us. And they always did things together. They didn't say, you do this, you do that. Like when they're doing their laundry, my stepfather would be folding clothes while my mom was throwing things in the dryers or taking things out. And it seems like they knew what the other one was thinking. Even when they were making food, my mother would be making tortillas or fried bread. She'll be making the dough, and my stepfather would be peeling potatoes on the side. And it just seemed like they knew what the other was thinking all the time. And they had a marriage where violence wasn't involved compared to others that I know. And my mother helped me raise my older three. And I think that's the reason why, because of her involvement with my older three children's lives, that they're not involved in substance abuse, all the violence that's going on currently. They're not involved in all those things. And I just pray that everything will be okay with them, that they'll meet someone that's worthy of them. That's the only problem they have. Somebody that's worthy of them. And so, and my mother, she and her older sister, the only ones, plus my uncle, are the only ones that are here to this day. And my aunts would comment on how she used to chop her own woods until this year she can't chop her own woods this year. She's very active, and my aunts would always comment on how active she still was. So I really admire my mother. This is Deann, and this is Talking Tuesday.